All right, guys, so this is Nathan Mendelsohn back here to show you guys another technique here with T-Lope 2 Chains, Travis Lindahl. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys here one of my favorite armbar attacks here from the side mount.
Cause it will show them what's up. Now if I'm flowing, you owe them a buck. Blowing up, show them again and again, never show them enough. Wanna know about bars, come over to our side. These arm 16s get me through the hard times. You should never spawn mines, all we ever do is train. If you're messing with us, no one's ever seeing you again. German with a Jewish name, thought we were the first to go. I'm just going vertical, chasing me in your vertigo. I ain't trying to hurt them though, all I wanna do is win. Show up on the top of the podium with a stupid grin. Look like they be looping it, look at him do it again. Body and opponents, if they step up, he's doing them in. 2 chains means to me, oh, I'm waiting open class. Easy as broken glass.
Alright, so I got Travis here inside the side mount, okay? Like you guys have seen or will see when you watch me showing my way that I like to pass the guard, okay, and control. I like to do a lot of smashing here, okay, with my shoulder. So making some kind of a grip, okay, down here, okay, maybe passing the lapel, okay, here, or reaching down the middle of his back and making a grip, okay? Whatever I'm doing a lot of pressure here on the guy's head, okay? So there's a lot of ways that I can dig this guy's arm out here, okay? But what I need for this arm bar is that his elbow is shelved underneath my hip here, okay? So there's a couple different ways that I can get that. Okay, sometimes when I'm doing this pressure that we were just talking about here, and I'm smashing him, I really like to smash the guy really, really hard here with this shoulder. Okay, so sometimes the guy will just reach up because he can't take it and try to pull on my shoulder, okay? Just like on my shoulder, yeah, to try to relieve that pressure. That makes it really easy for me to just tuck that knee underneath his arm, okay? Another way is, guy will be keeping that elbow in, I'm smashing him here. Maybe he's trying to turn his hips toward me here and I'm feeling like he's gonna get me back into half guard, so I grab his bottom leg, I start to lift it, okay? And I'm gonna walk my hips toward his legs here, bring my knee up underneath his knee and roll his hips to the opposite side, okay? When I do that, he's probably still keeping his elbow tight to his body, so I'll drop my butt down, walk it back, okay, and then come up onto my knee, okay? Again, same position, hugging his head, guys, shelving here onto my thigh, okay? Another way, easiest way, okay, which you don't see as much with really good guys, but sometimes they'll do it, okay, is the guy will just voluntarily hug around my back, okay? Like maybe he's hugging all the way around, like just like along my hip with the, yeah, like just here. Sometimes you'll just hug my back like that. Maybe you'll hug my back, try to trap this arm here and try to roll me that way or something, like do a big bridge and try to roll me like that or whatever, okay? He's not gonna roll me, okay? Either way, guy makes this mistake, he's hugging around my back, I'm gonna punish him, okay? Anytime I can get this arm here, okay, onto my thigh, I'm gonna punish him. So anytime the guy hugs around your back, you should finish him. Anytime you're able to get this elbow here shelving on your thigh, you should be making the guy tap, okay? So what am I gonna do? Okay, that when he rolls that way, it makes it really easy because on top of hugging around my back, he's also lifting this shoulder off the ground, which makes it really easy for me to bring that knee behind his shoulder here, which is really what I want, okay? He's up on his side here. This shoulder's here, my thigh is below his shoulder, okay? So my hips are completely underneath his shoulder and his arm here. So now it's in here super deep. By the time he tries to pull this back out, it's gonna run into all of my hips and my thigh here. This is a really tight position here, okay? If I'm here and maybe I got it one of the other ways that I was able to get this underneath, but his shoulders are still on the floor, then I'll just encourage him up onto his side here, okay? He's probably gonna be keeping this tight, okay? I can use his leg a little bit if I need to. I'm just gonna kind of help to roll him up onto his side here, okay? So I help to roll him up, I'm just gonna sneak that knee underneath his shoulder, okay? This is really what I need is this position, okay? And the guy's keeping this arm tight, okay? A lot of times, the other thing that I need is that he's kind of up onto his side here. So again, if he's kind of being more flat, then I'll help him up onto his side, okay? If the guy doesn't turn up onto his side away from me, okay, and he's kind of more flat, it's gonna be tougher. But the nice thing is, in this position, okay, if the guy is with me here hugging his back, hugging his head here, and I've got him in this position, he's probably gonna be thinking that I'm looking for the mount, okay? So he's gonna be pinching himself up like this, okay? He's gonna be keeping his arms in tight and his knees toward his chest, okay? He's not gonna wanna leave this open, okay? So this is good for me. This is the position that I'm really looking for here. Arm around my back, okay? Here nice and tight, okay? Thigh and knee up underneath his armpit here so that his shoulder is on my thigh, okay? So this is really what I'm looking for here. Guy up on his side, okay? When I'm here, I got this all day. The other thing is that his arm's gotta be tight to his body, okay? So when his arm's tight, he's probably gonna be keeping his arm tight to his body here because he feels uncomfortable with his arm away. We're always teaching people to keep their arm tight. So that's gonna be good for me, okay? So one more time, I started here on the side mount, hugging his head, okay? However I'm gonna get there, let's say the guy hugged around my back and tried to roll me that way or whatever, here, okay? Pinching it tight, bring my knee underneath his head, okay? Guy's gonna be balling up. Here's where I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna swing this back leg over the top, okay? And miss completely his arm here, okay? So just to help me not get my leg caught by his arm, I'm just gonna pinch it to his body, okay? And I'm gonna put all my weight into my left knee here as I swing this leg over, okay? And bring my foot tight to his head, okay? Here, obviously, I could use this as a setup to a triangle as well, okay? The problem for me with the triangle is when I go for the triangle, a lot of times I have to roll myself to the bottom, okay? Sometimes depending on body types, triangles can be tough. If the guy's really big, or even if the guy's really small sometimes, and there's too much space in between your legs or whatever. For me, triangle's never been my favorite thing. I like getting the guy's arm and extending it, okay? So I like to go for the arm bar here instead. So I bring my leg up here. I want my heel tight to the guy's neck here, okay? I don't want it deep like a triangle. I'm not looking to bring this knee past his head and set it up like a triangle, okay? I'm gonna keep this leg shallow here, okay? My other hand is gonna come on the outside of his knee. I'm just gonna post here a little bit, okay? Because I wanna keep him facing that way in this first moment, okay? Now the very, very important detail of this is that I can't be facing this way. Okay, I have to twist my hips the complete opposite direction, almost as if I was gonna be trying to look my chest down that direction, okay? As I do that, this arm here is what's gonna keep him from holding his hands together. So I'm keeping this elbow back. Now, the knee that was on the floor is gonna come up in the line of his jaw, okay? As I sit my weight now, remember my weight was on my left knee as I swung the leg over. Now my weight's gonna be up onto his chest, okay? And I'm gonna slide this shin in front of his face here, okay? I use this hand to help me push that knee deep in front of his face, okay? If he comes to try to hold his hands together now, okay, I'm just gonna pull my elbow back, okay? He's not gonna be able to reach his hands together. I'm also going to use my elbow here to pinch his wrist to keep his arm going nice and straight here. Okay, hand on the outside of my knee. This is where I'm gonna get the finish. I could just bridge into it here for the finish here on top of him, okay, but I prefer to sit down, okay, and end up in a good position here. If I sit down and I feel this start to happen with my knees, notice how my shin is no longer along the line of his jaw here. Okay, I'll give myself a little scoot, okay? I really want this knee blocking his face here. Okay, if he tries to sit up into my knee here, he's gonna run into my knee. Okay, so this is gonna be really uncomfortable for him. I'm gonna use this to keep the arm straight. If his arm's kind of bent out to the side, I come in here with this elbow, okay, and I use it to straighten his hand there, okay? Boom. Keep it nice and straight. As I pull the elbow back, keep it straight, hand on my own thigh, okay? Here I'm just gonna bridge, okay? If he really, really twists it here, like really a lot, and I'm coming back and I'm not able to get it to go straight here, he's gonna start bending his arm. I'm gonna start feeling like it's gonna slip out. I'm just gonna let it slip out, okay? When it slips out, he's automatically gonna come and hold his hands together here because he doesn't want me to finish it. If he doesn't hold his hands together, then I'll just hug it and finish it like a normal armbar, okay? But he's gonna come and hold his hands together. So now my outside hand's gonna come through and I'm gonna hold to my hip, okay? This is gonna keep his elbow pinched tight to my belly. Okay, you'll see this, I use this grip in every time I'm doing the armbar, whether it's the mount armbar, side mount armbar, guard armbar, I use this same grip here. I learned this grip from Paul Schreiner, okay, who teaches out at Marcelo's. He showed me this a long time ago, this grip holding the hip, and I've used it ever since then, okay? Using my elbow to his elbow and pinching that elbow tight to my belly, okay? Also pinching my thighs together here, okay? The nice thing about this armbar here, when my leg is over his arm, is my thighs are really close together, so I can really pinch his arm really tight here with my thighs, okay? It's gonna make for the tightest armbar possible, is actually when this leg is over his arm here, okay? Now I'm gonna keep his elbow pinching to my belly, okay? So when I pull this elbow into my belly and my thighs are pinching on his arm, it becomes really tough for him to get out. Now I'm gonna make it even tougher. I'm gonna take this leg now and loop it behind his head. So as I'm here with this foot, I'm gonna kick his head just a little bit with this other foot to help me to bring it in, okay? Something that people miss when I show this, they let all the pressure go and then try to just loop this, okay? In that moment there where I have no pressure, the guy's gonna be making something happen for him, okay? So I'm gonna keep this tight, okay? Kick a little bit, drag it in front of his face, okay? And hook behind his head, okay? I could do a whole video on this one, but sometimes if the guy knows that that's bad and he's like lifting his head really high, like lift it up to try to make it hard for me to get it, sometimes I'll come here like a triangle and I'll bring it across with my other leg. Okay, either way, once I get this foot in front of his face here, I'm gonna hook behind his head, okay? Now this is really the best ideal position for the armbar. If I can ever get here, then this is my ideal setup for the armbar where I'm really comfortable now, the guy's not gonna get out, okay? The only thing you have to be careful here, again, is that I'm always keeping my butt out and my knee down. Ever since the beginning of this armbar, we've been talking about twisting that hip, okay? It's the same thing. If I start to get this happening, that's the one way that Travis will be able to get out, and he'll come up and pass my guard, okay? So if I ever start to feel this knee starting to track that direction, all I'm gonna do is use this outside foot, scoop my butt, okay, to keep my knee down in his chest. This foot hooking right behind his head, okay? Now, I'm pinching his arm with my thighs and this hook is behind his head, so I really don't even need this leg over his head. Okay, I'm gonna put this leg over his head to finish it, but it's not necessary to keep him here, okay? I'm also gonna hold his knee, okay, and pull it toward me and use my elbow for base to keep him from scissoring his leg. But even if he were able to break that, say I was here and he pushed this off, okay, and he scissors his legs, okay, and all of that, he's still not gonna get out because I'm gonna keep this hook behind his head and his knee in his chest and pulling this elbow to my belly. So if he tries to sit up here, okay, he's not gonna be able to sit up because he's gonna run into this knee, okay? As long as I keep this butt out to the side and this knee down, go ahead and try to sit up, okay, he's gonna run into that knee all day, okay? He's not gonna be able to get up from there. Okay, when I'm ready, I pass this leg over the head. Okay, when I'm ready, I come and hold his leg. Okay, again, if he breaks this grip, if he pushes that off, okay, as long as I got this hook behind his head, I'm good. He's not getting out. Pass the leg in front of his head again. Okay, now the only thing I have to deal with or worry about is him holding his hands together. Okay, again, I could and probably will do a whole video just on what to do to get this guy's hands apart, but it depends on the way that the guy's holding his hands, okay? And honestly, this is the least of your worries. If you stay here and keep the guy here, he's not gonna be able to hold his hands forever. Plus, he's not gonna be able to get out if he's holding his hands together. So eventually he's gonna have to let go to push on a leg to try to get rid of it, at which point I finish it, okay? I'm gonna be leaning on his arm here, putting a ton of pressure on his arm, which is gonna be making this getting more and more tired, okay? Another thing that's nice about this is I can kick and pull here and put a ton of pressure on the guy's neck, okay? It's not gonna choke him. He's not gonna tap from that pressure on his neck, but it's gonna make him more uncomfortable, okay? So you make the guy on the bottom get more and more desperate. If I get desperate here to attack, to free this hand, then that's when he gets the opportunity to escape, okay? Number one mistake that people make is take this arm out, okay, and start trying to mess here. Now he's gonna be able to pull that elbow down, okay? So this arm's job has one job, and it's very important, and it's only one job that it's gonna do the whole time. It's only gonna hold here. It's never gonna do anything else. It's only gonna hold right here, okay? This is gonna stay here. This hand can grab his knee, pinned to the ground. If I really wanna, if he's feeling like he's getting really strong, trying to get out, I can just hold him here for a little bit. When I'm ready, I come back and I use this hand to start to work on freeing the hands. Okay, if he was holding like he's holding here, I'd probably try to get my hand underneath his hand and just start punching it. So hold tight, pull, I just start punching, okay? When I punch here, it makes a ton of pressure with my arm against his arm. So it's gonna be the kind of pressure he feels strong at the beginning, but eventually I'll be able to pry it, okay? If he's holding like hands together like this, I'd probably come in and hug my own collar, and then so hold real tight, okay, and just lean, okay, again, using my legs and my whole body on it. Okay, you'll feel strong at the beginning, but eventually you'll be able to get it out, okay? If the guy ever holds like this, okay, which seems like you wouldn't do, but people do it all the time, that's game over because it's just wrist lock right there, okay? If the guy holds here and goes underneath, okay, again, I'm leaning until I see the palm of his hand, and then I palm strike. That's what I find is the most common that you'll run into, okay, and hug it here. And now, really important is in the very end, hug it to your body, then hand over hand, elbows tight, his thumb pointing up, keep the hand tight to my chest, okay, and just lean back nice and slow, okay? That's where I'm gonna get the finish. If I don't hold right on his hand, then he can do the thumb down, turn his hips away and do the hitchhiker escape. So I always grip it, turn that thumb up, keep it tight to my chest so his arm's nice and straight, okay? When you're practicing and training, really try not to just like and finish however. Really try to practice on a live partner. So if you're like a higher belt person, try to go with the lower belt, get them stuck in the position, let them try to get out as hard as they can without trying to finish. When you go to finish, try to get the guy's arms straight, okay? Keep it completely straight, tight to your chest, okay? And focus on making a really well set up armbar. And then the same thing, let the guy try to get out, okay? Let him try to turn toward you, let him try to turn away, okay? And really feel the control, okay? Because any kind of move that you do where you don't have control is only gonna be so useful, okay? You're either gonna get it or the guy's gonna get out. If you have control, even if the guy resists for a long time, you're eventually gonna get it. So really try to get it set up real nice, let the guy try to escape, okay? Then you know that if you lean back and explode into it, that you could get it and the guy wouldn't be able to escape, okay?
I have some things to drop off for the toy drive.
What's that?
I have 2 bags to drop off for the toy drive.
Okay, you can just leave them there at the door.
Leave them here?
Yep.
They're pajamas and not toys, but they take pajamas too.
Okay,
Right?
yep,
Okay.
thank you. All right, so, okay, where was I at here with the second? Shit.
Não, você tá lá no controle. Control the finish.
Hold on here, yeah. So, if you got the grip here and everything's tight, you're confident the guy's not gonna get out, then when you go to, and you have good control, and then you go to bridging it with everything, then you know you're gonna be able to get it. Especially if you can take someone, sit them here without bridging into it, let them try to get out as much as they can, okay? Then you know that when you're not doing that and you're actually bridging, you're definitely gonna get the guy to tap, okay? So it's the same thing. Try to set up this position. Don't let the person get out, okay? When their hands are together here, don't try to use this leg up here to try to do stuff or take this leg out or whatever, okay? Just control, okay? Take your time, use patience, okay? Use patience, and then you're eventually gonna be able to get it out, okay? Get that grip and get that finish, all right? All right, guys, so stay tuned each week. I'm going to be making weekly uploads showing you guys some real valuable technique here. Anything that I show you is battle tested, IBJJF. I'm not going to show you anything in here that I haven't gotten to work on the highest level. And please send me some messages, comment, questions that you have. I'll do follow-ups, recaps. Again, I want to cover anything that you guys want to see. I'm going to be showing it here on YouTube. All right?